Hey you guys, I'm Smith, Chief Bodyweight Instructor, and today we're talking pistols. So how do you assess a pistol? It's really important to look at all of the movements of the body because they're all moving parts with a pistol. So you need to have ankle mobility, hip mobility, hamstring flexibility, balance, as well as strength. So this video, we're going to talk about what can you do to increase your mobility in those areas. So first, we're talking ankles. One of the easiest way to work your ankle mobility is to do toe walks, heel walks. So I've talked about these in another video, and just really get your feet in all different angles, moving and walking. That's one way. The next way is you can utilize a dowel rod, and you want to work on prying. So if we're sitting in a half kneeling position, you're going to put the dowel rod right next to your pinky toe. You're going to keep your foot on the ground as well as your heel. And then from here, we're going to keep the dowel rod straight. We're going to pry our knee just past the dowel rod, so to the outside. So we're prying and building up that ankle flexion. So we need dorsiflexion, pretty good degree in order to do pistols to rock bottom. So it's important that you have that ankle mobility. Otherwise, what will happen is when you go to get into a pistol, for a lot of people, if the mobility is not there, then their heels are going to rise off the ground as they come lower to the ground. So work your ankles, prying, getting a lot of movement there, as well as the walks. The next thing would be working the hip mobility. There's a couple different things that we can do for that. One, you can stay in this half kneeling position. The key is the weight is on the back leg. So we're tucking the pelvis, posterior pelvic tilt, and we're pushing through that front hip, okay? So nice tall spine, the weight's on the back leg, and you breathe into that hip. It's not a huge movement. We're not coming out here and really trying to lean over into this front knee. Remember, the weight stays here, tuck and press. You'll feel that all the way down the front of your quad, as well as opening up the hip flexor. Another option would be the tactical frog, and you guys have probably seen that in many of my videos. But the key is to sit your legs in a frog position, feet are turned out, and then you're going to hang out here for a while and kind of pry the hips and really sit back and open up the hips, stretching out the adductors, okay? Over time, you pry deeper, and then you can go lower to the ground, okay? But this is something you will have to spend quite a bit of time there. It's not a quick stretch, but make sure that you do those often and your hips will become more mobile. The final stretch for this video, or two stretches, is for the hamstrings. You're also going to get your calves as well, which is also very important for pistols, or at least having a quality pistol. So for your hamstrings, two of the quickest ways to work that, one would just be your toe touches. So remember, you're going to stand with your feet together. You're going to hinge at the hips, sending your hips back away from you and keeping a nice tall spine, and then lean forward. So we're folding at the hips, not rounding at the back for right now, okay? So send the hips back, fold, keep the shoulders square, reach for the ground. Reach for the ground, and extend more and more and more. Then once you're here, you can round and go ahead and grab on, okay? That's one way. The next, and one of my favorite skills, and you guys have probably seen this drill before in some of my videos, I call it the iron curtsy. This is gonna take care of your hamstrings, your calves, and a little bit of glute stretch as well. So you can put a dowel on your back, make sure you maintain contact with your head, your T-spine, and your sacrum. Otherwise, you're not going to get the full benefit of this stretch. So you're going to stand, and you're going to extend your right leg out in front of you, and then flex your foot out to the side. This is your relaxed leg, and then you're going to bend here, okay? So the weight is on the left leg, but you're extending the right one out, and then same thing, you're going to hinge and fold. Fold in half. Now, the reason for the dowel rod is so that you maintain that nice neutral spine. Because if you take the dowel rod away and you're reaching for that ankle, you're going to lose some of the stretch if you round, okay? You're not going to get as much stretch here or in the other hamstring as well in your glutes. So hinge at the hips, fold in half, but maintain a nice flat back to get the most out of this stretch. So remember, pistols require ankle mobility, hip mobility, balance, flexibility in the hamstrings and calves, as well as strength. So check back for the next video.